It is another midweek edition of your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
Good morning.
And what better way to celebrate it than with your favorite churro?
Oh, you celebrate Wednesdays now, right?
Yeah, we do.
Well, I guess for some
it's the
people,
middle of the work
yes,
week,
it's
so
closer to the
yeah.
weekend. So, if you find any reason to celebrate, then it definitely is a reason. After Monday, and then of course Tuesday, now Wednesday. Well, like said, we're giving you the excited midweek vibes.
Yes, we are. Wednesday usually signals the middle of a work week, and though it can be, associated with lack of motivation, because you're like, hey, can this week just end already? But hey, guys, well, the hump day, as it is often called, is a day to reflect, refuel, and head on full steam ahead towards the weekend. So
yeah, if you need some full steam now, definitely Danny is there to give you that steam. Danny, give me some steam. I need some steam.
Give out to give me steam. But it's all right.
All of us, they find steam.
I'll cook some. Yeah, let me start. Let me start owning this steam. Good morning.
Danny, don't be dirty.
You guys look amazing. It's a beautiful Wednesday, and of course, Friday is like 2 days away. So yeah, I'm happy.
yes.
It's gonna be a good day.
We are. Yes, we are. My name is Emil Kwache.
Mike Mexicano. Remember, stream the show live. It's tvcentertainment.tv, on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Do not forget that you can download our app on any Android or an iOS store. And please remember to send in your comments using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. And you can also find us on all our social media platforms at TVC Connect.
GOTV will be channel 16, and then the ultra high frequency is 49 on the terrestrial band. Let's take a look at what we have today. We kick off with relationship, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
on relationship, we are discussing common basic information to know about who you want to marry and managing expectations of your future partner.
Okay.
We have Favor Goodness joining us on that discussion.
Nutrition is up next. Plant-based diets. The benefits of vegetarian and vegan diets and how to ensure they are nutritionally balanced. Uju Honora is our guest today. Go performance and Cynthia. Now, that's quite an interesting name there. Seamlessly blending traditional rhythms and contemporary R&B will be here to perform this morning.
Next, we have Ashionye Charlie DK. She's popularly known as Ashni, and she'll be joining us later on to share her journey with us.
All right, and we'll have Big Brother housemate and intending boyfriend of Messi, Pere, will be on the show. Intending, he has gotten the role. Well, White Money will have something to say about that. We'll find out from him.
Man.
I saw something this guy put out.
Which guy?
What's his name now? Kid Wire. He said don't. He said for my colleagues. He said don't. I think he was saying don't pressure yourself or don't.
This life is not for everybody.
Exactly.
It's not for everybody.
Like
That's the celebrity status.
Yeah, but
okay.
say for me I'm okay, but for you and all of that.
Well, it's actually not lying. It's actually true. This whole thing of stardom is really not for everybody. Not everybody rides it well.
We see you see. Well, it's all how you personally go about it and all of that. And when you look at it, a lot of this time, this pressure, you're the one putting it on yourself.
True.
You are. Everybody wants to blame. Who is society? Society is putting pressure. What is society?
No, you can't say that too. These fans, I heard of the recent one between, I think, Angel and Messi and who's the other person.
What did the fans do?
The fans just started the fights, but somehow, they just ended up dragging the celebrities into it. So really, people actually put pressure on people.
I think it also gets to that point where they start to mute their comments so that it doesn't get to them, because the issue of comparison would also come in. This person is driving this kind of car. Why are you driving this jalopy? Or why are you living in this kind of house?
There's the money situation
Exactly.
of 30 million or something being a gift that his fans gave him. So everything, these fans really they've come up with weird
ideas. I see you also imagine I now come say, Mike, you wore blue blazer last week. I went blue blazer. You pressure, the pressure will kill you. Imagine that. Say, it's getting difficult. Yeah. Look, for me, it's a lot. It tells a lot about you as a person.
Definitely.
It's not. I mean, when you, like really, I don't get, and it has gone to a lot of extents where people go so far as doing a lot of things, and at the end, to what end? For me, if you're giving value, yeah, I remember that time when they should tell you that, okay, oh, you wanted to go somewhere, you want to get something, you go and hire one kind of car that the way you drive in, they need to see you, your package and all of that. We've gone past, the way the world is now, people are hiring people based on antecedents. Like, it's a lot of things have changed.
Experience.
You saw the story of that Kenyan, the lawyer, who has won 26, well, all his cases,
yeah.
and he was not even, you know the way the world is going now. So you get a point to say, but you'll be winning. Just go and do this thing, and all of that. But yeah, but my point is just to say is that pressure, can be there, but look, man, at the end, it's all about you.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right, that's it. Good morning. The news on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Mesikeno. President Bola Tinubu has launched the renewed Hope Conditional Cash Transfer Scale-Up, which is targeted at giving cash to the poor and vulnerable in the country who have been captured on the social register and their identity verified. The launch of this conditional cash transfer, domiciled in the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Development, was done by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, on behalf of President Bola Tinubu. State House correspondent Femi Akonde reports.
The International Day for the Eradication of Poverty is commemorated with the launch of the renewed Hope Conditional Cash Transfer Scale-Up that will benefit about 61 million Nigerians. President Bola Tinubu's administration officially commenced the disbursement of 25,000 naira each to 15 million households for the next 3 months. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation has committed to ensuring this conditional cash transfer directly gets to the poor.
15 million households will be receiving 75,000 naira over a space of 3 months. This equates to about 61 million Nigerians directly.
President Tinubu says this cash transfer is an immediate intervention to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal. There are already plans to expand the social register and capture Nigerians living below the poverty line, which, according to the World Bank, 71 million Nigerians are extremely poor.
The government is working to develop and deploy several more solutions and interventions to help Nigerians of all walks of life. These include A, investment of 100 billion to purchase 3,000 units of 20-seater compressed natural gas powered buses.
In this particular case, the audit trail is there. The mechanism that is going to be used is one that is biometric. It is proven. You will be able to name every single person that has received those funds.
Nigeria's development partners are optimistic that this cash transfer scheme is well intended and will relieve pains caused by the removal of fuel subsidy.
You know, it's understandable that taking such a move would require real political courage. And His Excellency, the President, was willing to take that. And that's where the renewed hope in terms of a better future for Nigeria, it starts there, because otherwise the government would not be able to afford the many services, what it owes to the Nigerian people.
Hopefully, the scale-up of the renewed Hope Conditional Cash Transfer will lift millions of Nigerians out of poverty. As the federal government says, in the coming days, there will be a rollout of more plans and programs targeted at improving the fortunes of the poor and vulnerable in the country. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
That's the news. We'll take a recess. Stay with us. We're back in a bit. Welcome back. Of course, it's time for What's Up and About, and there's quite a lot that is up and about having to do with public servants and all of that, yeah? You have that scoop here. Tell us
Yes,
something.
I do. So I think it was yesterday I saw this poster on someone's status, and it was quite an interesting one. At first, I thought it was an obituary. And then I leaned closer, and then I found out that it was actually a poster that was made by the entire staff of Corporate Affairs Commission, celebrating the inglorious exits of a fetish and vicious tyrant, Registrar General, whose tyrannical reign of 3 years and 9 months terminates on the he was retiring on the 13th
Retired
of
or
October.
fired?
Retired.
Were retired.
Okay.
Okay, said terminates. So
Yeah.
you're not exactly sure if
Yes,
he was retired
terminated.
or he was fired.
He was fired.
Yeah.
He was fired. He was fired.
And then, you know, he'll be fondly remembered for abuse of office, backwardness, power intoxication, lies, impunity, divide and roles styles of leadership, mischief, high level of corruption, sadism, nepotism, zero staff welfare, witch hunting, illegalities, and the list goes on. Physical abuse in a workplace.
CAC of all workplaces.
Those are allegations now.
Allegation by the entire staff.
You know,
And even said with gratitude to God, the entire
put his
staff
picture
of-
there.
And they put his picture
so
there.
yeah, one thing I guess is that it has the aesthetics, or it has the semblance of an obituary. So there's a style.
Yes.
Exactly.
So,
They were going
so there's
for
a
something.
style, yeah, that they put up something. So they intentionally did it that way.
course.
I don't know, and one of the styles of those kind of this is that is poor quality, as it were, yeah. By the way, somebody that say that my friend, they saw my own poster and say I look like I want to take somebody's money and run the way I was on the poster. God is watching you. But yeah, back to this one. I think there have been 2 or 3 office holders. There was a particular one where the staff even blocked.
They protested.
They
shut down
protested
the office.
Protested, yes.
It
the
was
person
night
that-
post. Yes. and they-
we are getting to a phase where I think we need to understand that power, the people have the power. The power is in the people.
Yeah.
The people all have the power. So it's not okay to just lead an agency, lead a country, lead a state, and deal with impunity. You have to think about what you are doing, and then most importantly, feedback. You might be okay, you might think that what you're doing is what you're meant to do, but you see, if you cannot impact the people that you're meant to do, no matter how right you are, you have to think about feedback. When they give back, how do you, so feedback. I think that's something that,
You know,
as a nation, we need to inculcate even more.
Yes, because I mean, even when I was having this conversation in the makeup room when I showed the poster to Wilfred, I was saying that I'm impressed by the level of accountability that the staff is asking for. In this regard, they are calling him out, right? But this should go further to we should begin to demand more accountability for governance, for the kind of leaders that we need, that we want, whether it's from the federal or, state level.
Yeah.
Because if we have this kind of energy to call people out when, their reign in office is over, we should as well have that same energy, in accounting and calling in terms of what you're going to do for us. This is what we are expecting from you. And if within this period it's not being done, we don't see any changes, we don't see any, then we'll have to call you out and take you out of. We have to get you out of office. So I mean, yeah, there are different ways to look at this as well.
And for me, as much as you see opposition or whatever, and when it comes to governance and all of that, there will definitely be voices and all of that. My point now is that it is not when we talk about the president and all of that, we have to understand that he's one person. There is a whole leadership. There's governor. We have 3 levels of government in this country.
Yeah.
There is a local government. There is the state government, of course, and then there's the federal government. The other day we were talking about roads and all of that. We're talking about roads in local governments. We're talking about allocations. These people are given allocations, and we know that they get it regularly. It is not, it comes in without fail. What is happening with these ones? As much as we want to call out people on the higher levels of government, those that are around us, someone was talking about how, do you even know the representative of your region?
Very
do you know the member of the Senate that is representing your constituency? Do you know? You understand? Have you spoken to him and individually and told him, Oga, why are you taking 160 million for SUV or something like that?
So there's one thing talking about knowing them personally and then all of that. But then again, something that's very important. So how accessible are these people? right? Talking about, taking 100 and for security. It's not the security that will stop you from seeing him.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So a lot of times, I mean, we see public officers come to certain places, and then I literally was on social media and I actually saw a post of some people visiting a particular market, and then the market is literally shut down, and I'm like, so what is the point? What are we trying to do here?
Was
Do you
that
understand?
Mount
So
12
as
market?
much as, no, not Mount 12.
Okay.
So as much as, they're trying to portray, okay, we're going to these places, we're trying to, but then again, what is happening is that is a normal thing. When an important person is coming to Lagos, the roads are cleared, where usually duffels will be parked or trailers will be parked, they'll clear it up, giving an idea that, so when people in Lagos are screaming traffic, 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 by the time these people come in, they don't experience it, so how do they really know? And
What
then
is
the people
wrong?
that are meant to be addressing this issue, they don't face these issues one-on-one, so how would they really understand what the people are actually going
I
through?
hope something
So
I
it's
saw
just,
over this past weekend into this weekend, I hope it's not just for a facade, was when the Senate President was going to an event, I think in Ilaro, and then he came to Lagos and used the expressway, and he was stuck for hours. And he came with a number of senators. And I read his post. I hope that he didn't do it just because
for
of,
show.
just for
Of
show.
course.
But he said this is what people go through every day.
Yeah.
So going back, I should think that the Senate President that's talking about Godswill Akpabio will go back and say, okay, I passed this once. What can I do to alleviate this suffering? Roads have...
And the most frustrating thing, the most frustrating thing for me is when I actually see these people, whether they're military, public officers and all of that, with their escorts, and then they are literally oppressing people because these people want to pass. And I'm like, I don't understand. Why are you in office? Are you here to oppress us? Or do you understand? So most of the times they'll stop you for traffic offense. But then again, when these people are on the roads, they are the ones, if there's any semblance of traffic following one way, doing all
They're
this
flouting
crazy
traffic
things.
regulations.
Not too long ago, this was on social media, I saw King Charles now, literally taking a stroll by himself. So probably, of course, that kind of person is obviously attended at all times. Maybe the aides were there, but they were like far away, like you could not see any of them in sight. He literally was stopping by, and someone actually recognized him, and they started having a conversation. Like a generic, he was surprised that King Charles, you alone here. So
I saw that video.
As much as you say lack of accessibility, I think, or lack of awareness of, I think they know, regardless of the bubble that they live in, they actually know the plights of people, what people are really, really going through. They just choose, to turn a blind eye, because we've also seen leaders. I mean, during Fashola's tenure, when he was governor of Lagos State, Fashola would, every project that was going on in Lagos State, he was there to monitor it. And even like what you just, the instant use of King Charles, there's one of those times where people saw him, at just different times at different places, and people didn't even know that he was, people couldn't even recognize him. So if you really, really want to do the work, you will show up, you will be there physically to, monitor it and see how it's being done.
But I like the call-outs though. I love the call-outs.
I wish we had more time,
Yeah.
but we just have to go, the most we can do is to keep talking and to understand that, look, hey, this thing is not just about one person. It's not just about the person on top. There are 1,000. We got other people that if we held them accountable, they do the right thing also. It might not bother so much. You
Just
understand?
drag them. This is your boss in the office. If it's a private office, drag them.
Yeah, you better use emotional intelligence while you're doing that drag.
You see why I like the agency? They don't say drag them.
Okay. All right. We'll take a time out now. Stay with us. We'll be back in a bit.
We are back. Thanks for staying with us. Welcome to the kitchen, guys. With me this morning is Chef Midday. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Great. So this morning, Chef Midday will be making geese dodo with watermelon and banana smoothies. Ooh. So I am most excited about the smoothie because I love smoothies.
Wow, that's
I think
amazing.
that's my favorite way of, most preferable way of, taking in my fruits.
Yes.
Yeah, I love them smoothie. So you know what? Let's talk about what we're, the ingredients for our smoothie, what fruits we're using for our smoothie, and then let's move over to our ingredients for the geese dodo.
Okay, so basically watermelon and banana smoothie. The base we have is the watermelon and the banana.
Okay.
Then I'll be adding my yogurt.
Okay.
Then a little bit of mint leaf to give it an excessive feeling.
Ooh. To, wake it up.
Yes, to
Okay,
wake it up.
give it that kick. Love it.
Yes.
Now let's talk about the geese dodo.
So the geese dodo, I'll be using gizzard,
Okay.
plantain, mashed pepper, onions, then the bell pepper are optional. You can decide to take it off.
Okay. Okay, so you don't need to use them. You can use them, but you don't need to use
Yes,
them.
if you don't want to use them. So basically what I do, I try to marinate my gizzard.
Okay.
Marinate them for about 30 minutes.
Okay. Before you fry them.
Yes, before I boil them.
Oh, before you cook them.
So
okay.
that it can be well seasoned.
All right. Now you have quite an array of seasonings over there.
Yes.
Do you mind telling us what they are and how you intend to incorporate them into the recipe?
Okay, I was saying that I always marinate my gizzard before boiling.
Okay.
I have this meat spice,
Okay.
then my suya spice with ginger and garlic. I'll use it to marinate it, let it stay for about 30 minutes.
Okay.
Then I'll boil them. Then when I'm frying my geese dodo, I'll put a little bit of suya spice before frying. You know that feeling.
Okay.
So
okay.
then, like I said, I always make sure that my food are original. So I create my own spices
You create
myself.
your own spices with natural
Yes,
herbs.
they are all organic.
Ah, great.
And I have about 25 of them.
25. Look
Yeah.
at her go. Look at
So
that.
when you taste midday food today, taste food midday food tomorrow, you still have the same taste and the same feeling.
Nice. I can't wait. I can't wait. You know what? Let's get right into it. So what are we
Okay.
doing first?
So we're going to do the geese dodo first.
So we're going to fry the dodo.
I've boiled
plantain.
my gizzard, then I've diced them. I'll just fry them, then fry my
Plantain. Okay.
Then do my mashed pepper mix.
Okay.
Then we're good
Good
to
to
go.
go. And so this is more like a one-pot dish. If you missed out on the ingredients earlier on, they're right there on your screen. Grab your pen and paper if it's something that you'd like to try out this weekend. Well, we're not in the weekend yet, but hey, we are getting there. Or I think the kids are absolutely going to love this.
Yes, yes.
You know, because they love protein, any protein at all, especially chicken and meats. So they're absolutely going to love this one.
Yes.
And I'm not a fan of gizzard, so I would use beef.
Yeah, you can use beef. You
Yeah.
can even use chicken.
Yeah.
Yes, you can use chicken too. And you can use goat meat.
Goat meat is going to give it that extra flavor and taste that it needs.
Yes.
You know, because I've always felt like gizzard still.
Not really.
Like it's
There are some people that they would rather prefer to dash you all their chicken and take gizzard.
Right, I know that. I know that. And it's quite it's a sort of, I call it a luxury protein.
Yes.
It's very expensive.
It's very expensive.
But hey, the amazing part of this meal is for the protein, you can actually use your fish, you can use beef, you can use
Yes,
chicken,
whatever
you can use goat meat,
you
you can use whatever you can afford and what you have access to. Great. So we are going to begin frying our plantains. I see that they are
Yes.
already properly chopped
Yes.
into small sizes
Yes, so that you can-
it's easier to munch it. So
Yes.
I think, do they have to be the same size with,
No.
does the plantain have to be cut the same size with
No.
your gizzard?
You just dice them.
Okay.
The reason why I made them into the same shape so that it's easy for you to eat.
Yeah. All right. So we're getting things ready here in the kitchen. Midday will be, should get ready to work in a
Be
bit.
delighted.
But yeah, so while we are getting things ready here in the kitchen, let's head over to the couch. Some interesting conversation with our relationship expert, Favor Goodness. And we're
Hi. Okay. Thank you for staying with us. And of course, it's Wednesday. You know, Wednesdays we like to drop the relationship tea. And today we're discussing the common basic information to know about who you want to marry and managing expectations of your future partner. And of course, here with me doing justice to that topic, we have Favor Goodness. Hi, Favor. How you doing?
Hi, good morning.
Welcome
Doing
back
great.
to Wake Up Nigeria. I know you were here last week.
Thank
Very
you.
fiery conversation. And of course,
Yeah,
today is going to be even more fiery. Now,
Yeah.
tell me about this topic for today. We're talking about basic information to know
Yeah.
about the person you want to get married. So what are those things? Let's start from there. What are those things you think are very important, the most important information? Most
All
important?
right, for me, first of all, I believe as an adult, you should know your genotype and your blood group. I don't see a reason why an adult doesn't know that. You should go to the hospital and also ask those questions. So first time you're meeting someone who is asking you out and you guys are about to go on a date, you should basically ask yourself.
First time.
Yeah, the first time, please, what's your blood
Really?
group? If the person asks you out,
Yeah.
if the person asks you out or ask you on a date, you should also do that, all right? So it's very important for you to do all of that. So another thing to ask is,
Yeah.
another thing to ask is, what kind of family, that's if the person has asked, you guys are dating now and it's becoming serious, you should find out the kind of family that that person comes from. If you're somebody who has low energy, would like fights, you're a peaceful person, you don't want to enter into a tigress or a family where there's a lot of fights.
The reason being that, okay, so now you want to get married to somebody. How are you going to know that the person literally is an aggressive person or the family is chaotic? Because most times what happens is that when you're trying to meet them, right, of course they want to put up a show. So you tell, let's say your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your fiance that, oh, okay, I'm literally coming to meet your family today. Of course, they're going to clean house, they're going to arrange everything, everybody's going to be all smiles and all that. So how will you tell like that's a chaotic situation?
All right, it's not about the day they're going to introduce you to the family, it's about the process, all right? So all the time that you have been going out on dates, going to the house, visit whether the female or both, please, this is for both sexes, it's not for just the male. You go there, you listen to his conversation. Just literally people you sit with, you know they're aggressive. The way they talk to people on the phone, the way they talk to people on the road, you just know that this person is an aggressive person. So I don't see the reason why you're dating someone, you're too serious, that you know this relationship is going to lead to marriage, or you guys are already in the serious zone. And you hear him, you ask about his family. How about your sister? How many siblings you have? And you hear the person make conversation. Oh, I just spoke to my mom, I just spoke to my sister, and all of that. In those conversations, what are they saying? What kind of tone do they have? Do you hear, oh, my sister just came to fight me? Can you imagine her sister's husband is this, da, 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 da. You know, so if it's a family where they carry a lot of grapevine and gossips, you know you're in for it. So another thing to look out for, I don't see the reason why you should be in a serious relationship and you don't know where this person works. I'm talking for both sexes now. So it's very unheard of. But I hear people who have married and they don't know where their spouses work. It's when they get married, and I say, oh, I didn't know he's the bus driver. Oh, I didn't know. Like, no, but seriously, I've had such conversations. I know what I'm talking about. You hear people, I know he does business, but I don't know what kind of business.
What kind of business? Actually now, especially in the days of like online, you know now, a lot of things are like remote job, remote. So how do you want to find that out?
If someone is doing a remote job, basically, on the person's laptop, you would see companies' informations are there. The name, if the person is using certain apps for the company, you will see the company's name on it. These things are basic. If the person doesn't have issues or the person is not hiding anything, you should be able to see these things. That's the truth. But the truth is, we say, oh, I'm in love. You don't ask these questions. We are so in love and we are carried away. So apart from the family where the person works, you should also find out the kind of person in terms of sexes. Because now these days we have, you know, him, her, she, if you're bisexual or you're a mixed breed, you know, whatever you believe in. So find out. And probably somebody who is bisexual might not probably tell you, oh, I'm bisexual, hallelujah. Exactly. Oh, Jesus. All right, but you would find out by paying attention. So I would say for both sexes, it's always good when you're taking something serious. Be sensitive, be logical in your thinking. Don't just say I'm in love, but apply sense. Apply your brain. So when you're making conversations, when you always hear a certain person always come around to sleep, why is this person always here? Find out.
They're friends now.
No. Please, not that they are friends. So make impromptu visit to your spouses, or sorry, to the person that you're about to marry. Don't call them, just walk into their office, walk into their house without calling. So whatever you discover, you're seeing at that time.
So some people believe that that's like probably a breach of like personal space.
Oh, sorry, it's not. You want to marry me, why should I breach your space by coming to your house without calling you? Sorry, we are going to live forever. Excuse me?
Okay.
No, it should be. Because that's how you discover certain things that most people hide that you don't even know from the beginning. So most people haven't delivered because of this, and I'm telling you. They just walked in without calling and they said, wow. And all of that. So somebody who is packaging for you cannot package. You know, some people have packaged where they live. You keep coming, oh, this is where I live, very fine house cues, because you call them before coming. They have arranged, my guy, you know, my girl, oh yeah. So by the time you call without coming, if you walk into a compound or a facility, an office, the receptionist would know whether this person works here or not. So we even tell you, oh, our driver, you mean our driver? Or you mean the secretary or the cleaner? Maybe the person has packaged, I'm the MD. So you get to know all of that because the receptionist cannot lie. So you just walk in and say, oh, I want to see this person. Oh, what's the person's name? You're knowing all of that. Or in a compound, or sorry, in an estate. If you're working, I'm calling to see this person doesn't live here.
True.
So you begin to know all of that. Oh, the person visits. You're shocked.
So it's kind of it's almost as if you're saying we should go on some private investigation mission when we're trying to marry somebody. Is that what you're trying to say?
My
And then
dear,
in the
find out all you need to know about this person.
Yeah.
Because this is the person you want to do life with. Don't be shocked at the very beginning. The very first day you get married and you're beginning to get shocked.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. Okay, so now let's talk about the managing expectations part, because the topic today is actually two-tiered, right? So
Okay.
now let's talk about managing expectations from your partner. So what do you have to say about that?
All right, managing expectation from your partner. It depends on the level of relationships. Like I said, when you enter into a relationship and it's already getting serious, there are certain things you should expect from the person you want to get married to, depending on your person and what you desire in your life.
Yeah.
For example, there are certain people who are high flyers who want to pursue career. Would this person support my career? Would this person push me on? I mean, for both sexes, whether it's a man or a female.
Yeah.
But is this person open to new things? Can I just adventure with this person in terms of I want to travel, I want to make new jumps? Can this person allow me? Or, some people just naturally are fearful. Oh, no, don't do that. Oh, I'm scared.
Yeah.
Don't take that business. Don't take that. So if that kind of person is that person, so you need to check how do they handle grief? How do they handle issues when it comes to loss? Because I've seen people who have totally changed when they lost something. They became a shadow of themselves. They never came out of it till they died.
True.
So you need to look at all of those things. That's why you hear somebody say, I never knew this is the person I married. Since I lost this person has become a total shadow of his or herself. So you need to also ask those questions. So in that expectation, you need to check, I'm expecting to have this kind of partner alongside as I'm going through life. Is this person the right kind of person I want to? Then please, not the big expectations like, I want him to have a booger jeep, I want him to have the biggest mansion. No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Realistic expectations.
Realistic expectations. In terms of children, what are you expecting? You need to ask that question. How many kids do you want to have? Most people don't ask that.
They don't ask.
That's when you hear someone say, please, I want 5, and you start dragging. I want 2. Oh, no, I want 1. You hear someone say, oh, sorry, I'm comfortable with 1. You didn't tell me from the beginning.
Yeah.
So those kind of expectations, okay, you want children, can we bring a low down on this? Like, can we have a compromise? Those expectations.
All right.
Very
amazing.
realistic ones.
Thank you so much, Favor. It has definitely been a very interesting conversation.
Yeah.
And you'll be here next week again, right?
I believe.
Yes, okay. And of course, we'll further that as well. Thank you so much for being here with us. Very interesting. Make sure you manage your expectations when you're planning on getting married, all right? And of course, know your partners, basic things, all right? I think we're heading back into the kitchen. And what's happening there?
All right, on nutrition this morning, we're discussing plant-based diets, exploring the benefits of vegetarian and vegan diets, and how to ensure that they're nutritionally balanced, okay? Uju Honora is our guest today. She's a registered dietitian and nutritionist, and of course she provides expert nutritional advice, tips, and practical tools to empower individuals in adopting healthier eating habits. It's great to have you once again. You're welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
So what is a vegan diet and what is a vegetarian diet?
Okay.
Are they the same thing?
No, not exactly.
Okay.
Right. A vegan diet is a kind of vegetarian diet, right? So, but vegetarian diet is an umbrella term, right, for plant-based diet. That's a diet that's primarily, more like 80% or sometimes 100% based on plant foods. Now, but vegan, on the other hand, is someone who is strictly on plant foods totally. But the thing about vegetarian diets is that there are other kinds of vegetarian diets. Somebody could be a partial vegetarian. That's where basically they eat plant foods and then addition of some animal foods like your eggs, your dairy products, but they do not eat red meat. There's actually also a type of vegetarian diet called pescatarians. These are people that eat plant foods and then seafoods only. They don't eat the eggs. Then there's lacto-ovo-vegetarian, there's lacto-vegetarian. These are just people that eat only plant foods and then addition of dairy products. So it's a big term. Vegetarian covers all of these terms, different kinds.
So, and what is the need? What is the need for them to do all of this? Is it health-based need or is it just personal preferences?
Well, it depends. There are various reasons, right? For some people, it could be health reasons, right? For some others, it could be because of taste. Some people don't like the taste of meat, surprisingly. It's not anything. It's just that they don't like the taste of meat.
of meat.
There's some others. There are people who do this because of humanitarian reasons. More like, oh, why should we kill something, living, and then eat it?
So for religious reasons
sometimes
also.
religious too, right? So there are just various reasons why people decide to, be vegetarians.
Okay. So how do they get the best? If you're going to go for a vegan or a vegetarian diet, how do you get the best to ensure that you get the best from it?
It's important I point out here that vegetarian diet is not bad, right? It's healthy. It can be healthy. But there's oftentimes a risk of nutritional deficiency. And this is because animal products are higher. Animal products like your meat, your eggs, your yogurt, your milk, they are usually higher in certain kinds of nutrients than plant products. So they could, if there's no balance for someone who's on a vegetarian diet, there's a risk of being nutritional deficient of very key nutrients like your vitamin B12, which is found only in animal foods. Vitamin B12, then you talk about calcium, zinc, iron, although these other three can be found in plant foods, but they are not in as high amounts as, animal products. So if someone decides to do this, it's very important they understand what they are going into, just so that there's that awareness of and intentionality towards eating very well. Eating
Is that
rightly.
alternative towards getting those kind of minerals like you said now? You mentioned vitamin B12.
Yeah.
Is there an alternative for that one?
For vitamin B12, unfortunately, it can be found only in animal food.
Animal food, okay.
So that being the case, for someone to get that, right, for a vegetarian to, get vitamin B12, that means they're either taking supplements, right, or foods that are fortified, like your fortified cereals, foods that are fortified in B12.
But the supplements are still gotten from animals.
Well,
they are processed from animals,
yeah,
right? Since you said that you can only get vitamin B12 from animal food, that means that the processed food, you get it from the animal and then you process it. So
no, supplements are like, certain kinds of drugs.
I know, but then they are processed from the animals. Or is there any other way? Where are they got it from their natural state? Isn't it in animals?
These are like, I don't know, a whole lot of chemical, whatever, right? But point is, in that case, this person is still not eating meat to get it. It's not eating egg to get it, right? So it's more like an alternative, the best
and what are the risks that this sort of people are, what kind of risks are they susceptible to when it comes to their health? Now, since if the ones that want to be strict and decide not to take this kind of diets or animal food, what sort of risk are they susceptible to?
Again, like I mentioned earlier, it's those basically nutritional deficiencies. But it's also very interesting to know that people who are on plant-based diets are actually at a lower risk of having chronic diseases. Yes. Okay. This is because, for example, plant foods do not contain cholesterol at all. Right, and of course, cholesterol and dietary cholesterol, excessive intake of foods that are really high in all of cholesterol could, increase one's risk of heart disease, diabetes, and all of that. And also, animal foods, your meat, eggs, all of these things are sort of higher in saturated fats as opposed to plant foods. So actually, being a vegetarian has its own, in what I'll call pros, right, benefits. The risk is lower for them in terms of, of having a chronic disease because of this particular thing, the whole cholesterol.
Yeah, so we know about the pros. What are the cons?
The cons, again, are just that nutritional deficiency.
How does it play out? How does it show? Does it show in anything in the body? Is there any kind of disease that it could, make you open you to or something? Or is it just that you're deficient in it and it doesn't really affect any other thing in your body?
It does, right? Sometimes lowered immunity, right? Because all of these nutrients, like the B12, is also very, related to the immune function, right? Okay. So we talk about lowered immunity, and in some cases, in extreme nutrient deficiency, these are where people begin to have things like colored eyes, sparse hair, a very dehydrated skin, a lot of things very wrinkled. They just look very funny, right? But internally, one major thing, like also I think I forgot to mention a very key nutrient, protein. Protein, of course, has animal products or animal foods rather have structures that have complete amino acids as opposed to plant foods. And remember, these vegetarians are taking just plant foods. So there's also a very an implication for protein deficiency if they are not careful.
Okay.
And protein is important for immune function, for cognitive function, for muscle building, for bone building. So somebody who is a vegan diet can actually get osteoporosis. That's a deficiency in a bone health.
A health condition.
So
okay.
There is a very, I keep, boiling down to the fact that if you're going to be on a vegetarian diet, one thing is very important, a variety of food.
All right.
So,
Thank you.
yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. We will continue on this because we don't have time. There's just so much
No
that
problem.
you have to expatiate on this one.
Yeah.
We'll continue on this. All right.
Thank
okay.
you.
So let's head over now. What's happening?
So much happening here in the kitchen, Mike, talking about protein being, helping out with a lot of cognitive functions and immune functions. We have proteins here. We have gizzard, plantains, proteins. We have our veggies. We have, for our smoothies, we have our watermelon, bananas, and mint leaves, which we'll be making earlier on. But for our giz dodo, which is almost ready, quickly, what's in there? Tell us.
So
quickly.
this is mashed pepper sauce,
Okay.
onions, garlic, and steel spice. that
All
I
right.
add in there.
Okay. So what did you do with the gizzard?
I fried it.
Okay.
After boiling.
All right. So I see that we've already fried our plantains
I've
as
fried
well.
the plantain.
So what's next?
So I'm going to add my gizzard
Okay.
into the mashed pepper sauce.
Okay.
Then-
That looks good. And it
Yes.
smells really, really
Yes, I'll let
good.
it simmer
Okay.
for about 5 minutes
Okay.
before adding my plantain, already
Okay.
fried plantain.
All right. So breakfast is practically served. The only what's left basically is our smoothie, which we'll be making earlier on. Where does the veggies go in?
After my plantain.
Okay. So are you adding the plantain?
Yes.
You're putting it in now. Okay. Looks good. I think this is also another fun way to enjoy your plantains, your fried plantains.
Yes. So
and then
your
you have
plantain is not just plain. It has some accomplishment to go with it.
I haven't done this in a while. I think I'm going to do it this weekend. Very well. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it this weekend. The kids are absolutely going to love this.
Yes.
All right. That's coming well. Coming together pretty nicely. Well
So
done,
basically, the work of the bell pepper are
Okay.
to add colors to it. So that is why I said it's optional. You can
Okay.
decide to let it out.
Okay. And you can also have this with rice. You can have it with
Yes.
fried yam. You can have it with, what else
Fried
can you have
potato,
it with? Fried potatoes.
steamed rice, even beans.
Even beans, yes. You can actually have this with
It's going to be a banger.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's another interesting way to enjoy your beans instead of the regular cooked beans and it's done.
This is really looking cha-cha.
It is. Breakfast is almost served, guys. If you missed out on the ingredients earlier on, they're right there on your screen. We have our gizzard, pepper, onions, garlic, and then, of course, midday's stew spice, vegetable oil, plantains, seasoning cubes, salt, and pepper. Right. Okay.
This is good. So I'll just do my smoothie.
All right. So we're about to, move over to the smoothie.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So while we're getting things ready now, we have to go on a quick break. It's the top of the hour. Yes, it is. And there's still so much more left. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Okay, Wednesday morning, once again, welcome to the second lap of the show. We've done one full hour. If you were not part of that particular hour, you've missed quite a lot. There's been a lot happening in the kitchen. We've had nutrition. We've had relationship. Just two of that. So much and all of that. But if you're just joining us, there's still quite a little bit left for you today.
Yes, and of course, in the next 45 minutes or less, we have music coming up.
Yes, we
still
have
great conversations coming up. We also have, interesting guests as well. So
I saw watermelon with all the...
Yeah. So she's making giz dodo, and we're also having a smoothie alongside.
Oh, I was thinking the watermelon was coming inside the dodo or something.
No, Mike, it's only you that eats watermelon and plantain.
Anyways, we're here with Chef Midday, and of course, She is literally making watermelon and banana smoothie, and of course in our pan we have our gizzard dodo, and the magic has already happened. The gizzard dodo is already set. She's showing you. Yes, so that's what's happening here.
Okay.
Pretty excited
All right.
about
I'm looking forward to that one. But it's not. They can mix it. I've seen different things. I've seen you guys that eat Blue G food. You know that there's quite a lot you do. But hey, come on.
Talking about food, I was quite intrigued with the vegan discussion earlier on. Is that something you think you'd ever do?
Even the protein, I never chop finish. I never think, okay, wait, I'll go to go grass. Calm down. All right, let's take a look at what we have.
Cynthia, she'll be thrilling us to a beautiful rendition later on.
Of course, we have
Ashley. Next, she's Ashionye Charity DK, and she's got quite a lot to share with us on the show. So,
then of course, this big brother housemate Pere will be here to talk to us on his journey and what's been happening after the All-Star competition. All right, we have Ashley in the house. Well, that's her sobriquet. She's Ashionye Charity DK. And of course, she's a musical virtuoso, an actor, fashion designer. Maybe she can't present her because where is this going? What don't you do? You look like so that, like you've just been doing a lot of things, and you're quite good at a number of them. Yeah, talk to me how all of this started.
Okay, music started professionally 2013. It was just a thing that I do. Music has always been my thing. It's like blood that runs through my veins, so obviously I can't do without it. But I remember I used to sell fish back then in Nigeria market with my mom. So then I owned a store eventually later. We have.
So you should add businesswoman to that too.
Well, I'm a businesswoman. So in between, while in the shop, I'll just play around with my songs and just sing. And people around just told my elder sister that I think you really need to take this thing seriously because this girl is not joking. And with the look of things, you actually gave her the wrong equipment. That's the cutlass, you know, when you deal with frozen food, fish, chicken, food. Yeah. So
anyway, that business, they move, Shebi.
Yes, now you know, but
I think I go reason that business.
So that was how she called me and said, I think you need to start doing your thing. Because I remember then also I went for MTN Project Fame, Nigerian Idol, you know, not to discourage me or make me feel down. She said, I know you have your thing going on. I've seen you write a couple of songs, you've done something, why not just take it professionally? So that was how music started for me, 2013, yeah.
Okay, and we know how the terrain can be musically and all of that, but, you know, it's like you said, it's something that even if the rewards as it were are not there, you would always still do music. So that in its own is fulfillment on its own.
Yes.
You would always do music.
Yeah.
But then you also act and all of that. How did that one come in?
So acting started when I met with my boss, Kofi Daguru. So, but in school, primary school, secondary school, you know, we just do the normal drama thing. But professionally, it started with when I met him. So it felt like you can actually go into different direction. And the good thing about me is that whatever it is I set my mind to do, I just go for it. I just go for it. And I feel I can do anything. I just need to do it first. My mind is so open to different ideas. I learn, I listen, I just want to do things. And as long as it's going well for me, so why not? At first, I was a little bit shy, you know. Looking at my flaws and trying to be so cautious and not to, you know, fuck up and not. But eventually, it went well. It kept pushing me. I did my first feature, which is Mobile Jumbo, and then it continues like that. So till everything just balanced. And
then there's also fashion designing and all of that.
Fashion. Is something that I decided to do in between. Music wasn't really giving me what I want financially.
Yeah, definitely.
It was frustrating, not to be like them smellers, you know. I need to do something to, aside the fish business, because managing the fishing business and also music in between was really, really, really tiring. You could tell on me that I was overworked.
Yeah.
I was really working myself out. So I decided, okay, fashion is also in line with entertainment as well. So I need to marry something that would, you know, I just need to balance and put it in between. So that was how I went for my fashion school, and then I started.
You know, you're doing so much, but you know, we're in a generation where a lot of people want things fast and want things quick and all of that. But you're somebody that, you know, you've gone through, you started this 2013, you've done so much in this world. But like I said, this generation, they want things fast. You want, okay, hey, let me put 1 or 2 pictures on Instagram, and then I want to bloom, I want to do all of that. What word of advice can you give from what you have done so far, from somebody who has been there, you've done that, you've had to roll with the punches and all of that? What word of advice can you give out there to somebody who wants to, who it's not maybe happening in one place, and they might need to try something else to maybe, you know, question the effect and all of that?
Okay, so I always say this to myself. I put that quote out there. I'll say, a man of his words and not of deed is like a flower bed full of weeds. To only dream of the person you'll be is just to waste the person you are. So don't just dream of great accomplishments. Stay awake and do them. And again, good parenting also helped.
You go add motivational speakers during this all these things you are doing, know.
Good parenting also helped because we really didn't have much back then. But the way my mom and my dad trained us, in a way that whatever it is that you have, no matter how little it is, just be contented with whatever it is that you have. So I wasn't really looking at, we don't put eyes in other people's business or things. Even if it's just, if we need to soak Gary and granules, it is okay, we are fine. And we just eat and have that food so happily. It seems as if we are eating chicken and fried rice.
There was chicken in my fridge. I still so Gary last night. So I'm not very sweet.
So just whatever, and again, whatever it is you set your mind to do, just do it. When there's passion in what you're doing, you really do not care about the money. The passion needs to come first before the money.
Okay. So moving forward, what do you have on the horizon? What can your fans look out for? What do you have coming up quite soon? Oh, is that your
out
first?
Already.
Okay.
This is actually not my first. This is my first album.
Okay.
I had an EP, 2016. Yeah.
Okay.
So this just came out on Sunday.
Okay.
It's out everywhere.
In playing, how many tracks are in the
playing
album?
10 tracks.
10-track album. Now that's quite something, yeah.
10 tracks, no features at all, just Ashley.
Just you.
Yeah.
Well, that's quite interesting, yeah. Okay, so of course it's available. People can go get it.
Yes.
Oh, yes. All right. No wahala. Maybe sometime you write a book and motivational speaker be going through it. But here's us wishing you the best. Keep doing what you're doing.
Much.
Well done.
Thank you.
Okay.
Back. Thanks for staying with us. We've got quite an interesting guest on the couch this morning. Pere Egby.
Well, you heard it there. Of course, Big Brother All Stars, and all of that. Pere in the house. The last time he was here, he was shaking his butt, trying to get some balls out.
Oh, he put taking the games, right?
No, it was
quite an interesting one.
And then, no,
not today.
Well, no, but maybe just producer Francis. Are you sure we should think about that? Let's get some balls for Pere to shake out of his butt. But yeah, he's a friend of the house. It's great to have you all. Welcome. So it's been a whole roller coaster. They've asked questions, we've had plenty answers and all of that. I didn't even know where to start from. But let's just talk. Let's start from, of course, what the experience of Big Brother All Stars and all of that. Coming up from after Big Brother and all of that, what was it like? I want to talk about the pressure of being the celebrity, the star. It was Big Brother All Stars.
Celebrity too. What's the pressure?
Oh man, I don't be celebrity. You see, but that pressure of you're an all-star now and all of that. How was it? How have you been keeping up with the pressure? How have you been managing the pressure?
Well, for the most part, I manage pressure pretty well. This type of pressure, though, I've been here before, 2021. So it's not feeling any different than 2021. The only difference is I went for an all-star season of Big Brother. That's the only difference. The fame.
Nothing really, eh?
Nothing.
What happens
They're
in
not
that house?
faced
How is
by-
it so that people, you are not with your phone, you're not with distractions and all of that.
How do
and
you
then
manage it
you have to be people.
mentally?
So, yes, apart from that, it happens that people that would maybe, we've heard people that would normally maybe not relate outside, in the house, some kind of bonds are formed that you might not really see outside. Talk to me about the headspace there.
It's crazy because, you're in a confined space. And for one, you mentioned something about, with your phones. So they prepare you mentally by putting you on lockdown.
For how long before you get into the house?
So in 2021, I remember we're in lockdown for about 3 weeks in a hotel, and you can't go anywhere.
Without your phones, nothing.
Yeah, they take your phones away from you. You can't do anything. You're just sitting in there in that room. You can't open the door to go out. Just now imagine being in there for 3 weeks. You wake up in the morning, you're looking at the wall is looking at you. You can't turn your TV on, you can't do none of that.
Wow.
So that preparation is there to get you ready for being in the house for 3 months.
No.
And of course, in Big Brother's house, when you're in there for 3 months, because you're in a confined space, you're seeing the same people. You wake up, you're going to see one person or everybody. You go to bed, throughout the entire day, you're seeing that same person. You go into bed, you're seeing that same person. You're waking up, seeing that same person. So human relationships between people are sped up quickly. I like to say that 3 weeks, and I'm just saying, 3 weeks in Big Brother's house is like a year in the outside world.
Wow.
If you're relating with someone in Big Brother's house, within 3 weeks, you get to learn a lot about them. And simply because you guys are always together, that's human relationship.
Human relationship.
It's sped up.
Yeah, let's talk about, still on human relationships. It was quite a lot of tension, tense emotions, in the house between you, Doyin, Adekunle, like the different moments. Let's first off talk to us about, are you good with Doyin? Where are you guys now?
We're all good.
Especially after, the altercation.
We're all very good.
Okay.
We're all very good. We're very good.
Do those altercations and all that, I'm talking about generally now, do they extend for a lot of your other housemates when they come out? Do they extend like that to the outside world?
On the individual, and everyone handles those type of things very differently. Some people have it easy; they could just easily move past it and just let go. Then, depending on the level, for me, there's no need to hold on to different things.
But was it Alex? You said you were not going to. That you're not
talk
going to.
Except
We heard that somewhere. Except Alex.
No. Even that, I've let that go.
Okay.
But you see, it's different for everyone, and altercations and arguments and things like that are bound to happen because you're living in it's a game and a reality. It's a game and reality TV put together. So a lot of people are going to come in there with crazy strategies and different things. Some people who are not necessarily very outspoken normally, just because they're on television and they know that they have that consciousness every day when they wake up in the house, tend to want to overdo certain things and give reactions that they normally wouldn't give to certain
situations.
So it's that's the thing. So it's best when going into that, you just be yourself.
So let's talk about your altercation again too with Doyin. I mean, that got a lot of reactions outside. People reacted to it in a lot of negative, reactions and comments. Now that you're out of the house, what are the comments? What is the feedback? What are people saying? And how are you, handling, all of those, reactions in that regard?
So, like I said, people are bound to have altercations. Those things are bound to happen. Misunderstandings are parts of the process. People react to things differently. The only thing is you and the other person would have to come to a certain level of compromise to be able to understand each other. And that's what happened between myself and Doyin. That we got past the entire.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not just altercations, but I'm now talking about bonds, relationships, and all of that. Are they stronger than what you would get outside? So would somebody say, so for instance, yourself and Mercy, would you say stronger than what would have happened if you were outside? Because you spent so much time together, you might understand her better than if you were outside. So not just altercations, I'm talking about relationships.
So
building relationships.
For the bonds, if the bonds were formed genuinely in the house and it wasn't a strategic plan, I can categorically tell you 100%, as long as both parties understand each other and are willing to explore the next level of whatever it is, whether it be friendship or a relationship, the next level of that on the outside, there is a high possibility that that would be successful.
So your message was a strategy.
No, it was never strategic.
It's real.
It's real. So is there a next level to that relationship?
We're going along.
Oh,
We'll see what
fantastic.
happens.
I mean, now that you're out of the Big Brother house, you're executive producing movies. Talk to us about Silent Intruder. That's your latest project.
Yeah, so that is my baby right now, and that's it's been 6 years in planning. I had this. I had the script written 6 years ago.
Wow.
The story just came to me just like that while I was actually, driving. I was on the road one day in America, and boom, it hit me. And I started writing, and I had to contract a screenwriter to help me do that. So that movie has to do, I don't want to give a lot away because we're currently in post-production at the moment.
Okay, post-production now, so done and everything.
We shot here in Nigeria and also in the United States.
Okay.
Filmed in March this year. It would have been released earlier, but I had to go on Big Brother. So
Okay.
a lot of things had to be put on hold
for that to happen.
now that I'm out.
So when am I expecting it?
So we're looking at January.
Okay.
For the most part, January.
Let's also talk about the character that you played. I mean, because you said it actually took you, it sort of put you against the wall. Let's talk about the character and, the place that you had to get into, to be able to deliver on the character.
So the character I played, he's a psychopath. Crazy, but he's calm. You would never see him
calm now?
Yeah, very calm. But I'm not a psychopath. Okay.
If you say that the outside, some people might say, are you not talking about yourself?
No, I'm not. So and funny enough, when I was building that character in the story, some elements were based on actual events.
Yeah.
But this particular character, when I had to put in a lot of fictitious stuff in there. When I was building, I had to make sure that I took pieces of me, calm, calculated side, into that character, and injected other pieces that were not of me,
Of you. Wow.
psychopathic elements into the same character and built. So what you're going to see is a guy who is very calm. You will never see him coming.
Very unassuming.
If you've watched movies like The Perfect Guy.
Oh, yeah, Michael Ealy.
Yeah, that type, but it's deeper, it's darker. Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
I'm not going to give anything away right now, but it will blow your mind
Would it be in
away.
the cinemas?
Cinemas or
Netflix,
streaming or?
Film One is actually going to be the distributor, or they are the distributors of film. So we're looking, of course, we're going to have a cinema run and then over to.
It's always a pleasure having you here, Pere. Thank you for coming. And,
You know how we round up now.
Yes.
You know how it is. We have breakfast for you.
Please join us in
Breakfast.
the kitchen.
I would love that.
You love that?
Please,
Okay.
shall we?
Let's go. Let's go try it out.
Welcome back. Welcome to the kitchen, Pere, and of course, Ashni. How are you doing? Great. Chef Mide has made for you this morning giz dodo, and we have bananas and watermelon smoothie.
Yeah.
Great. So we'd like you to have a taste while Chef Mide tells us how she put this together quickly. There you go. Enjoy.
Thank
You
you.
know?
Yeah. So let us know what you think.
This looks good.
Yeah, it does.
Chef, may they tell us now?
Giz dodo, basically, I used gizzard, plantain, the mashed pepper sauce, and some bell pepper.
Did you still add the soya spice to it?
Yes, I did. I
Give it
did.
that kick.
I did.
Mm.
I did.
No, I'm not even kidding right now.
Oh, nice.
Really good.
Oh, thank you.
And it's spicy.
And it's
Thank
spicy. Roshni likes spice, you can tell. Well done, Chef Nide. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Pere and Ashley.
can
And to
have
all
it
our
too.
guests
Smoothie
for being
too.
on the show today. Thank you.
Yep,
Thank
try
you
the
so much.
smoothie. All right, it's been a wonderful show. Thank you all for coming. To everyone who was a part of the show.
What level is it?
We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Really nice. Thank you.
You've been my